I find myself more and more agreeing with theologian John Frame, who says, quote, "There are areas of theology about which sincere Christians can disagree, but this is not one of them. The Scriptures are clear as they can be that God's people have the responsibility to stop the shedding of innocent blood." So John Ensor, in his book Innocent Blood, talks about pro-life efforts in this generation being the Underground Railroad for the 21st century. And the railroad is not simply trying to rescue unborn children, but parents as well from the lies that it's no big deal. I want to close with a case study from John Ensor in this book, Innocent Blood. 2 Muslim women came to see him at a pregnancy center. He wrote about this encounter in his book. One of the women had come to the pregnancy center and found the help and courage necessary to not get an abortion. And now she brought a friend. She said, "Please, talk to my friend. She had an abortion. All she can do is cry." He said, "Some things are truly worth crying about." And then she said, "I told her she could fast. I thought that might help." And John Ensor said, "Fasting is a good thing, but in this case I fear she could fast until she starves to death and never find any hope or assurance of forgiveness. No, she will need a miracle." He's reiterating what our text says. You can't be saved by good works. Then he says, "Then I made matters worse. I took out some pictures of abortion and showed her why she felt so terrible. To be clear, I honestly did not do this to hurt her further. I did it to show her that she was right to be crying. She was not overreacting. She was not imagining. I did it to show her that her tears were a sign her conscience was working properly. And then I told her that I too was once convicted about my own guilt regarding the shedding of innocent blood. I never did anything to stop it. I allowed it to happen and did not care enough to do anything about it. I told her that I gave up all hope that there was anything I could do to remove the guilt. It was there. It was not going to go away by fasting or weeping. Trying to inflict some kind of punishment on myself could never pay it off. Trying to offset the guilt with good deeds never erases the blood stain. I needed a miracle too. Then I took my cue from Hebrews 12:24, which says, "The blood of Christ speaks a better word than the blood of Abel, or in her case, than the cries of her preborn child." I applied the cross of Christ to this one thing and said, there is no forgiveness for shedding innocent blood except by the shedding of His innocent blood. Let me tell you about how Christ shed His innocent blood for all who will accept it as a free gift of grace. And when I finished, she whispered, "That is the most beautiful thing I ever heard." You see, the gospel keeps us from cynicism. When we stare the culture of death in the face and the mounting numbers of abortions, and we hear, even in a feeling of guilt for some that have been through abortion, or boyfriends that have pushed abortion, or parents who have encouraged abortion, or people that feel a guilt like he felt of never doing anything about it, the solution, because we're pro-gospel, is to listen to the blood. Listen to the blood of Jesus that doesn't speak condemnation like the blood of Abel, but speaks, "I can cleanse you. I can forgive you." We sing this glorious truth. What a message we have to say to those who have been wounded by the culture of death. To be able to say, the foulest can be cleansed. To be able to say, the blood of Christ can wash away the deepest stain.